Hey, welcome to another episode of Poor Man Mods. Today I'm going to show you how to paint your wheels using only aerosol cans. I'm going to be painting my wheels this color. This is a metallic bronze, copper kind of looking color. I think it might look pretty good. And I'm only using air cans, but I'm going to be using really good clear coat. You've seen the clear coat I've used before. For the primer, I'm just going to be using this Rustoleum professional primer, just generic primer, I guess. But for the color, I'm using Rustoleum metallic antique bronze. And then I'm going to be using 1 can of this clear coat per wheel. This clear coat is about 20 bucks, sometimes a little bit more. This is probably the best clear coat you can get in a can. It's a 2-part clear. It's got the clear here and a hardener in the bottom, and you mix the two together. It's basically professional paint that you mix with a spray gun, but it's in a can. So these wheels should turn out pretty good. I love stripping, so let's get to stripping this paint off now. Now I'm going to be stripping all of this paint off because it is chipping. I'm not going to take any chances with my new paint. I don't want it chipping at all. So I'm going to remove all of it with this wire wheel on an angle grinder. I'm not sure there is a faster way to strip paint other than to sandblasting it. And I'm not really worried about these tires. I'll probably replace them soon. Obviously I'm not going to try to destroy them, but I'm not worried about messing them up a little bit. So this is like a fine wire wheel on this grinder, and we're gonna strip this paint off. Look how fast it does that. Look how fast it did that. Really, the only faster way is gonna be to sandblast it. So if you got 40 bucks and you can get a grinder and a wire wheel, do it. When using these kind of wire wheels, you want to at least make sure you're wearing eye protection, because stuff like this can happen. When you're using this, be careful around your tire stem. I just broke mine, so now I need to get this replaced. Good thing I have a set of spare wheels.
Three weeks later.
It takes about an hour to do each wheel just because all the nooks and crevices and everything. But if it takes an hour with an angle grinder, imagine how fast, or imagine how long it takes to do it while hand sanding. Now sandblasting is obviously ideal, but now that you have it hit with the wire wheel, it's time to clean it. We're gonna clean this in 3 stages. I wiped it down with a wet rag to get all the really loose stuff off, and now I have a paper towel and pre-painting prep stuff, kind of like acetone. And you're gonna get your paper towel wet and wipe it down. I've already done the back of the wheel. I figured I'd show you me doing the front. So you're gonna wipe this down until this black stuff stops coming off. I've already completed the back. It's taped off and everything, as you can see. But we're gonna do the 3rd stage of cleaning here. This is called a tack cloth. After you use the acetone or pre-painting prep or whatever, you're gonna use this tack cloth. It's got like an oil or some kind of wax on it, and it's gonna get anything left behind off of the surface. It's gonna get the grease off, the grime, anything left behind, and it's gonna leave it tacky, a little bit tacky for the paint to stick. Now, I'm an idiot and forgot to wear gloves, and it's called a tack cloth for a reason, so it's gonna get your hand kind of tacky. But then you're gonna go over the whole wheel with this, and it's gonna pick up whatever you left behind. And then once we wet the whole wheel down with this, we're gonna tape it off and spray the primer. You're probably supposed to tape off the valve stem and remove the wheel weights, which I didn't do. Because next time the wheel gets mounted in balance, I'm sure there's gonna be no paint there. So fuck! After sitting overnight, we're gonna scuff up the wheels and make them ready for the base color. We're just using some red Scotch spray pads. You don't need to do anything too serious here. And we're not doing any kind of paint correction or dent correction or anything. Like, we're not trying to fix scratches or a rash or anything like that. We're basically just changing the color here. We're not trying to fix any curb rash or shit like that. Now it's time to hit it with this antique brass metallic paint. Now that you've sprayed the base coat, you want to go back over the wheel with this tack cloth again to get any dust off before you spray the clear. See, I got a little bit on here. You can see some dust on here. Now, it's nothing serious, it's not a lot, but that's something that could have negatively affected our clear coat. So you want to make this as clean as possible before spraying the clear. Okay, we're ready to start spraying our clear. This is the clear coat we're going to use. It's Spray Max 2K Glamour High Gloss Clear Coat. It's a 2-part clear. Got pan up here, partner down here. This is basically like clear coat that you mix for a spray gun, but it's in a can. This is about 20 bucks a can, but it's really good stuff. I'll have a link in the description for it. I mean, if you're looking for the best quality finish that you can get with spray cans, this is it. This is gonna look just like a spray gun clear. So, take this red cap off the top, put it on the bottom, shake the can a little bit. A little more than that. I've already shaken it though. And then you're just gonna puncture it, just like that. And now the two mix. And now you shake it some more to mix it up. Alright, I think these look a lot better. Now, to make these smoother and even shinier, you could wet sand and buff them. But I think it's going to be a bitch to buff this. There's a lot of small areas and nooks and crannies and stuff. So I'm just not going to do that. But now, we can peel it. We can peel it. That looks awesome. We painted our center caps, the same process as the wheels, and we were able to pop out the logos. They're probably going to need to be super glued back in, but we did plasticked them black. We plasticked them instead of painting them because if we don't like the way it looks, then we can peel it off and it can be chrome. So I've got some super glue here, and I'm going to super glue the emblems. There you go. Now we can put it on the car. And for the finishing touch. Yeah. Well, there you go. The car looks great. I love the way the wheels turned out, but unfortunately I had to paint them twice. The first time I painted them is what you saw in the video. I used a oil-based, I think it was, an oil-based primer and an oil-based color, which is the bronze, copper, metallic, or whatever it is, which I love the color, but then the clear that I used was a professional grade epoxy clear, and apparently they don't mix, and then the clear fucked up the paint. So I had to rewire the two wheels that I painted, and instead of getting a color and primer to match the clear, which would have been more expensive, and I really like this color, I decided to go with an oil-based clear. So I just used rustoleum everything, rustoleum primer, color, and clear. So they're probably not going to be as durable, but they still look good, and they look way better than what they were before. I would have rather used that clear coat, but this is Poor Man Mods and I'm a cheap fuck, and I wasted 2 cans of that, which was 40 bucks. So I was either gonna have to buy 2 more cans of that for $40 more, or just buy 2 more cans of $5 clear. So take your guess on which one I wanted to pick. So the good thing is I have 2 more cans of that good clear left over, and I'm going to use that for when I replace the bumper, because I'm going to be replacing it, then I will be painting it, so I'll have the clear for that already. But now the wheels are set. I think it looks awesome. I couldn't be happier. I could be happier. I wish I could have used that clear, but I think they look great. So learn from my mistakes, not yours. Make sure when you're painting stuff, you get the right kinds of paints to go together. Don't get epoxy clear and oil-based base coat, or you'll fuck yourself in the ass like me. So, hope you enjoyed this episode of Poor Man Mods. I hope you think these wheels look good, and I will see you next time.